I don't know. The thing I like about this one, we still got the camp feeling setting. We still got the camp feel setting. But has anybody ever checked out the movie trailer for this movie? There's a glitch in it, and when the trailer comes on, you got the narrator saying uh, Friday the 13th, 12 Friday Friday the 13th, 1980. 12 of her friends were murdered. Okay, when you say 12 of her friends were murdered, um, Alice didn't know Barry and Claudette. That was before her time. Alice never got to meet Annie. So who are the other 12? Because the friends that she has is Bill, Ned, Jack, Marcy, Brenda. Say Steve Christie, so that's 6 right there. So who are, and you got 12, you say 12. Counting here, my finger, 10. So you got 3 of them, so 5, 6, 7. So who were the other 7 friends besides the other counselors that were at the camp with Alice? Which I thought was really weird for this trailer at the time, but I thought it was a little fun little trivia right there, or trivia or type of a little question there. But yeah, it makes no sense because she never met Barry and Claudette. That was before her time. She never got the chance to meet Annie because Annie was killed before she got to the camp. But who were the other 6 or 7 people besides like Jack, Marcy, Ned, Bill, and Brenda and Steve Christie? But anyways, we do get a first time ever woman to play Jason in the walking scene. And I believe she plays Jason when she kills Alice too. Her name is Ellen Lutter. She was just at Indianapolis Days of the Dead on Friday, today. Today's Friday. What I'm talking about. She's actually there today at Indianapolis Days of the Dead. So hello again, face. So Ellen Luttery was the costume designer for part 2 and Jason Takes Manhattan. So the thing with that is that she's there at Indianapolis Days of the Dead today, and that's the only time. That would have been really cool to actually meet her. There could be a possibility we might be getting more Friday the 13th guests for November's Days of the Dead in Chicago. But yeah, I thought there was really a really cool side note there because we actually had 4 people in this film that played Jason. Of course, Warrington Gillette did get the credit. Steve Dash played him throughout most of the film. Of course, Warrington Gillette only played Jason when he comes through the window with the sack off at Jenny. Then we got Ellen Luttery that plays Jason in the beginning, where you just only see like the foot and I believe the hand or the hands when Alice does get killed, and then you got Jerry Wallace who plays Jason in the scene where he kills Vicky and drags Vicky down the flight of stairs in Patnack Lodge. So I know he was a crew member too. I forgot what his title was. Now here this is the thing I like about the first 4 films. They recap everything. Or the first 3. The 3 sequels recap everything. So in this one, you get the basically everything that went on in the first one, and when you get to part 3, you get everything that happened. You get near the ending of what happened in part 2, and then part 4, you get everything that happened from 1 through 3. So these games here, these movies here are just so fun to watch. Right now we're watching a recap of Mrs. Voorhees bashing Allison's face into the sand, and I think that's what like a lot of the later Friday 13th missed that were in the Paramount era, because we don't get any of these recap scenes until we get to part 7. Part 7 because it's narrated by Walt Gorney, Crazy Ralph himself. So we do get that point. Right now she's having nightmares left and right about what happened 5 years later, 5 years earlier. And it's hard to believe it's been 5 years earlier because when you look at the films, these films were they came out a year apart, but the actual timeline is like 5 years later. So it is very, very interesting how they did the timeline for these. Yep. Hope you're doing great over there, Andrew. You watching any of the films? You doing anything kind of fun for it? Unfortunately, Gutter Garbs didn't come out with any new T-shirts for Friday the 13th. So, however, who's to say they might come out with more later on this year? You never know. But I thought they would come out with T-shirts for the 45th anniversary of the franchise of the first film. They never did. But that's why I'm wearing this right here. So that's a really overall, out of all my Friday the 13th shirts, I got a couple of them, but this is probably by far my favorite one. I got a Jason Takes Manhattan one as well. Man, we didn't find any boy. Now, who do you guys like better, Ginny or Alice? I know Alice, after she gets killed off here, there are no survivors of the Crystal Lake Massacre from 1979, or they call it 1980 because that's when the movie came out in 1980. But the film was filmed in 1979 because it says on Pamela's tombstone in the final chapter that her day of death was in 1979. So. Because everybody else from here on out survives, so there are no survivors of the very first film after Alice gets killed off here, which I thought was there's a whole story behind it because she was Adrienne King was having a stalker at the time, and she didn't know anything about the script or anything. That what she actually I guess she got on set and she didn't even see the script or something for it, but. It's a shame that she quit acting because of that. But I mean, the way this was in 1981 or 1980 when they were filming it, but released in 1981. But this is when stalking was here. But I mean, the world wasn't like what it was back then, like it is now. I mean, my gosh, I've been on vacation for a whole week, and it's like, the crap that's going on in L.A., New York, and then Chicago and crap like that. It's a shame. I remember growing up as a kid watching these, and then like the day after Friday the 13th, they would still play a couple of them, which I think is really, really cool. For the longest time, this one has always been my favorite one out of the sequels. Of course, the original one is my favorite, but out of the sequels, it would be this one, and then 3, and then 4. They're all pretty good. They're all good. I have really nothing, really bad to say about any of them, But, these things are just great. She's going in the shower here. She gets in, all of a sudden the phone rings. She's not even in the shower, just not even not even a minute or so, and her hair is really not even wet. It is a little bit right there, but wasn't fully all the way wet. So I thought that was kind of weird. She gets this call, and I didn't think Jason could even operate a phone, but I think what it was is that somebody tried calling her, and then they couldn't get through, and it clicks off like at the time why you hear that sound. So somebody is there. It's just weird how Alice can sense that there's somebody And you got to think too. This is the only movie. This is the only movie. Well, I mean, if you look at part 3 when they show it on the screen, it's Jenny in the aftermath. But I'm talking about like in a different scene. This is the first time a final girl has returned, but it's in a different scene, like Alice here. We did have Jenny return in part 3, but it was only a scene from the second film when she's on TV in Ed and Harold's, home. Basically, their home is their their business, which is their Crystal Lake supermarket, whatever they want to call it. But yeah, this is the first time in franchise history that you get a returning character from a previous film that has different scenes that weren't edited in from the movie that she was in before, edited into this one. That's what I'm trying to get through. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody on here or not, but yeah, but it's just weird how she can sense that there's something going on, something does not feel right, something feels off. And they did say one of the crew members here threw that cat in through the window. Because I kind of had that ability too. I mean anybody can have that ability to just, if you stop, think about certain things or what somebody is saying, and you can kind of tell what they're like when you talk with them or when you don't talk with them. And it's like, you can kind of sense there's something not right. And like this instance right here, she's screaming because Mrs. Voorhees' decapitated head is in there. And then Jason gets her. Now, I don't know if that was Ellen Luttery or not that played Jason right now that just killed Alice off. I'm not really sure. Or if that was somebody else. It's just weird how all those people are popping up. First, it was just, first of all, for the longest time, it was just Warrington Gillette that played them. And then years later, it was, Steve Dasher played him throughout most of the film. And now it gets leaked out that it was a woman that played Jason in the opening scene. And then just recently, it's Jerry Wallace that played Jason in the scene where he kills Vicky. It's pretty interesting how like all these behind the scenes people had taken apart to play somebody. To play that character. Even Marilyn Poucher in part 3 when she played Mrs. Voorhees, and we also had another one that played Mrs. Voorhees in this film too, as the head part, but they never ever used her. I think that they did use her, but she was supposed to open her eyes at the end, symbolizing that Paul had been killed or something. Carl Fulton did the. I wonder if he's still alive. Carl Fulton, the makeup artist. They were trying to get Tom Savini back, but he just didn't buy the whole thing. That how could Jason still be alive? And it's still a mystery. I mean, how could he be alive? Because he drowned. He supposedly drowned in '57. And by the time we get to the first film, I mean it's 1979. I met pretty much everybody from this film. I've met Bill Randolph. Marty Cooper was around when I got to meet her. This was all at, pretty much most of them were all at Horror Hunt in Indianapolis years ago. I met Bill Randolph, Marty Cooper, the late Steve Dash. Lauren Marie Taylor, who's Vicky. Russell Todd. Kristen Baker I met. Of course, Amy Steele and John Fury. And, later I met Warrington Gillette and Harry Manfredini. I had a choice to put Harry Manfredini in the first one. I said, let's do the second one. So, and now this year, in November, I get a chance to get Jerry Wallace on it. See what happens there. But yeah, they just ride. Jeff and Senator just ride in town. They just got to the phone booth. This is funny how Crazy Rob. I always laugh at this when Crazy Rob comes up on him, and you can hear the bike, And that mop movement that he does with his mop is hilarious. And here we go. The way he comes up on him. Uh, Sandra is the sister of Rob Dyer from Part 4, so uh, that was connected. And I kind of see like when we get to the 2009 remake where Part 4 was connected because with Clay and Whitney, you know, Amanda Righetti's character and Jared Padalecki's character, if he's their brother and sister, and there's the brother and sister dynamic right there for Part 4. That was the only thing that was like the only thing I ever seen that was from Part 4 in the Friday 15th, 2009. He's running. I like how these people are just watching him run. Hey, asshole! There's some lady gets up out of that bench seat right there, and they're just looking at her. He's got a fishing pole, just looking like, what the heck is going on, man? And they're running and they're running. Oh, the tow truck driver was Cliff Cundy. I didn't know he passed away, but yeah, he's gone too. But he was, I think, stunt coordinator. He's the one that suggested to bring Steve Dash in because Warranty couldn't do his own stunts for some reason. I love the scene coming up right here when they get in Jeff's truck when they're going down the road. It reminds me so much where my grandparents camped at the roads to get to there. I love the sound of that bird too. I mean, that is so cool, man. Yeah, I'm watching it on Blu-ray, so I don't got the 4K of this. I need to get it. I know it was they released it solely. I can play it. They say 4Ks. I can play on a 4K player like the ones that are from like overseas and stuff. That's what I've said. They're like region free or something. I heard somebody say something about that, but that whole thing when he's telling the joke, we have it on, which I got it on the subtitles. You can hear the whole joke that Ted is saying. That's another guy I would love to meet, man. They have him on Part 2 poster. I wish he would do conventions. I think he did them years ago in the past, but not too much. And it's kind of weird how Jason can actually pull a tree like that by himself. It's very, very weird. Now I think Sackhead Jason's a lot more. I think Sackhead Jason is a lot more scared than Hockey Mask Jason in a lot of ways because the sack covers his entire head, but the hockey mask covers just his front of his face. But it's still kind of eerie because I still think it's kind of scary too with the hockey mask Jason, especially when we get to Part 3. Is I mean you can see that he has really no hair at all on his head. Hey, I hope everything's going good. I just saw your message. If you want to go ahead and send me a message in the live chat here, as I didn't get a chance to see who you were. I saw for a glimpse, and you said, "Hey, just let me know who you are." And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. I mean, I do stuff like this. I'm currently on my vacation, and it's coming to an end. So Monday I go back to work. So the only time I'm going to be doing these live stream commentaries would be like on a Saturday, because I have the weekends off. Those are my normal weekends off. So yeah, here we go. I just love how Ted's just happily hanging out of the truck. The Camp Crystal Lake sign. And this is supposedly on the same lake as Camp Crystal Lake, which is kind of weird. And, I mean, the setting for this film, I mean, Pat Nat Lodge, all these cabins and stuff that you see in this film, they're all tore down, land's flat, and there's a house built on it because the original owners sold it. And it's just a shame that all this is even gone. It really is. Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, one guy I will not be able to get on my Part 2 poster is Tom McBride, who played Mark. He passed away in '95. That was, I believe it was due to AIDS. I love how this is like a blooper right here, because when Scott hits Terry with the rock with the slingshot, she grabs the wrong part of her butt cheek. She didn't grab the one where she didn't grab the side where it hit. She grabbed the opposite side of it, which I thought was kind of funny. She actually wore that shirt too. It was like a re-imaging of that shirt at the convention when I met her. I mean, they were all really nice. I mean, the Part 2 cast were all really nice. I never really had a problem with anybody from Part 2, other than like Tom Savini being really, really quiet, but that's all right. I mean, they always say no two people are the same. But I this scene here with these extra counselors and stuff, somebody had said years ago they got a large, diverse group of counselors here. You got an African American guy, you got an Asian girl in the background. This has the biggest survivors of all time in this film. Because you go to the bar, you live. You got Ted and extra counselors, so there's quite a few of them. Plus you got Ginny, and I believe Paul survived it all, so I'm a Paul believer of him being alive. We saw Crazy Ralph for a second time. Introduction to Ginny, driving down the road. And here she comes right here, that buggy. Boom. Right there. She's really hammering it out, man. Car troubles. I always hate when you have car troubles because you just never know. Especially in this day, you don't have anything that tells you that, hey, your tire's low, you need the air in your tire and whatnot. So, I mean, like my vehicle, I got it lets me know how much air I got. It lets me know if I'm low with air in the tire and so on, which is pretty nice. But back in these days, man, you had to watch the tires, see if they are lower than the other ones or not. It's going to be something to see Paul go at it with Jason later in the film. It's almost like a WWE match. My one friend had said something to me about, man, where did Jason learn how to fight? Did he watch wrestling? I said, I don't know. Maybe he did. Those were some pretty good wrestling maneuvers. Now everybody loves Jenny. Jenny's like the final girl. I like her too. She is my favorite one. But the thing is that she has Paul there. Where do you get like Alice? And since somebody answered my question in the last stream, who was the other sole survivor of this franchise that survived it solely? And it's Chris from Part 3. She survived it. Now, she went nuts at the end of 3. I mean, she really, really, really battled Jason. But I look at it. I mean, Ginny is my favorite for a lot of reasons. She's the first one to take on Jason. The first one, she's basically the first one to face him, to fool him. Without that child psychology, I don't think she would have gotten out of that shack alive. I really don't. Well, they have bears in the area. It's amazing how Jason was able to survive with bears in the area. Yeah, don't use perfume. Don't use any of that because that attracts all that stuff, I guess. I didn't know perfume attracts bears. They shot this film it was in Connecticut. New Preston, Connecticut, I believe. And I think there was also another location they shot some of the other scenes in too. I know the bar scene, which was called the casino in this, I know that burnt down shortly after the film was shortly after they filmed there. But I mean, when you play the game, when the game was able to be able to play online for other people, they got Patnack Lodge, they got Terry and Vicky's cabin, identical pretty much. I love this. Overall, my favorite scene in any Friday the 13th film is this scene here, the campfire scene where Paul's telling the story about Jason here. This is my favorite scene in the film. I mean, there's a lot of great scenes in this film, but man, I mean, this was one of them. I mean, here they all are. I mean, just sitting there roasting marshmallows. You got Vicky having the hots for Mark here. You have Ginny holding muffin. You have that one counselor down there. They don't even tell who the extra counselors were, but Jamie Prairie is the African American counselor down here. We'll just call him by his real name, Jamie Prairie, in between Amy Steele and Kristen Baker, roasting his, just listening to the story. And it's really, really cool because you look at Vicky, you look at Ginny, they're all looking at Paul. You know, Mark's just focusing on him too. I mean, they all are pretty much. You can get Terry over there kind of looking off to the side at somebody. And then I believe Vicky or Terry looks at Scott and kind of wondering what the heck, what is this really did this really happen? You know, it's more believable now. It's more believable now because you got Vicky and Ginny just looking at Paul while he's telling the story. Yeah, he's hungry. And that's a great ghost story, man, too, that he's telling, a great campfire story. And you're wondering if Jeff and Sandra actually believe it or not. Because I know Sandra is very, very hyped about going to Camp Blood. You know, they almost make it there, too. But definitely great. I love how he kept his face straight and everything else is great. And then here we got Ted coming out here in like this caveman costume with a mask on, with the spear, and scares pretty much the hell out of everybody except for Jeff. Jeff was like the only one that didn't leave his place at the campfire. I know it takes Terry a while to come back over there. If I was one of the extra counselors, who would I be? I think the dude with the hat, the one that is with the extra counselor, the one with the glasses, the one where they're at when you get to the bar scene where they're in the background, they're playing the Kiss pinball. That dude, I think the extra counselor would probably be me. Of course, I'm muscular myself, but the guy that's arm wrestling, Mark here, that just got done wrestling, Mark. I'm trying to think, we got how many extra counselors have we got in this film? We got Jamie Prairie, we got China Chen. I'm calling them by their real names because that's what the real names are in real life. China Chen is the Asian one. The girl with the glasses, the other blonde girl, then the muscular blonde guy, and then the guy with the hat. So that's 6, and then you get Ted. That's 7. So there's 7 counselors that survived this, along with Paul and Ginny. If you believe Paul survived, or if you didn't, or if you believe he's dead or not. Either way, it's 6 extra counselors along with 1 or 2 of them that survived this film here. So that's the most in I think franchise history. Because I don't know any other Friday the 13th film that's in this franchise that has 7 to 8 or 9 survivors. It's just a shame, man. They cut all that down. They tore that building down and everything, man. I think on Friday the 13th, the franchise website, they do have pictures from 2008 of, you know, the cabins, Pat Knight Lodge that you can actually see. I know somebody on YouTube has almost like a minute video or something of them filming the cabins back, I believe, in 2008. So I know the Vaswell Ranch in part 3. I know when Scott on Tape, he's a YouTuber, he went out there a couple years back and he talked to the owner. The owner has blueprints of the ranch house that was burnt down by idiotic vans that were there years ago. and they're going to working on rebuilding that. I don't know when that's happening, but I know they rebuilt the dock. They rebuilt the dock. I know that because there's a YouTuber online that went there just recently, and they got the dock looking like something similar to what it was in part 3. So the dock is up. So they're moving with it. I don't know if they're going to put water in it. They talked about having water in it, but I don't know how they're going to be able to keep the water pumped in. Because in part 3, they had to pump water in that thing every night because it was a man-made lake. It wasn't a natural lake or a pond. And you can tell the water difference because it's all sand and dirt in there. It's not clear or dark. So, and then they were going to they were redoing the lake, the ranch house, and the dock. And the dock is already done. So now they're going to be doing, they only got 2 things left, the pond and the dock. Or the pond in the ranch house. So that'd be interesting how they do that with the ranch house. How they're going to connect that with the original chimney, because the original chimney recently it's falling apart more and more. Man, Crazy Ralph. He meets his demise. He's out here watching these 2 kind of kiss and stuff, make out a little bit before bedtime. Yeah, his eyes got real big there. We saw them locking lips. And man, these 2 were so great to meet, man. I mean, they were so fun. I remember John Fury was stationed right next to Amy Steele, and he was joking with me. He says, she charges by the letter. I'll never forget that. And she kind of starts laughing. I started kind of, I had a smile on my face, And I'm like, well, in certain instances, there are certain celebrities that will charge for charging by the letter, and that's a scary thing too. Because when I first started going to conventions in 2013, they were, you get the autograph and the selfie at the table. The selfie at the table was free along with the autograph. Now it's the autograph, the price of the autograph, and then if you wanted the selfie was a separate price. So they would have a combo, the selfie and the autograph, in a combo, ready to pay full price, but. I hope it doesn't get to that point where we go to these conventions a couple years down the road and now they're charging per letter, which would be insane. But that scene right here, when all the councils were running and stuff, I thought that was cool. I love how Ted was running. It was kind of funny. It was like, like that and stuff. And then here you can hear Jason breathing while into the woods. He's trying to find the counselors here. You can hear Paul talking. I mean, these are years long. I mean, this decade, the '80s decade, is long gone, man. I mean, I wish I can I wish I can go back into a time machine. If the time machine was real, go back to this day and just see this thing in theater. Oh, back with the '81 crowd. That would be amazing. I'm still waiting to see if the local theater down here is going to play the Friday the 13th Part 1 or Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1 this year for October. Since it's the 45th anniversary of Elm Street, and then it's the 45th anniversary of the original Friday the 13th film. For the longest time, I wondered if Jason did kill Muffin, because they do find like a dead Shih Tzu out there. But then Muffin pops up at the end of this film, which, was that a dream sequence, or who else had a Shih Tzu out there that was killed? It's a good question. I love how you see, well, you can see Paul. When you watch these films for a time, you notice different things. I just watched Paul watch Jenny walk up the hill to go put the chainsaw away. He's sitting there eating. I love it when he's sitting there eating and stuff. It was hilarious. She's hacking away with the chainsawable pieces of wood for the fire out there. This is a real cool scene coming up because she's putting that away, and she knows there's somebody watching her. and Jason's watching her from outside in the trees, and I know she sees him. I just love that shot, especially the music goes great, And if you watch this movie when they're going down to the beach, right on your right hand side, on this side here, if you look out in the distance, there's like a building back there. Like, I'm wondering if that's the camp. That's Camp Crystal Lake over there. I wonder. Because they said Camp Crystal Lake is on the same lake as the Council Training Center, so I'm assuming that's Camp Crystal Lake over there. And here they go. Here these two, Jeff and Sandra, are going. It's all Sandra's idea. There's got to be more to that story. We got to go. Like she was telling Jeff the previous night when they were in the Patnet Lodge dancing around. Jeff, I just got to see a place. I gotta. When we get back to the city, we can tell everybody that we were there. Yeah, this is some epic stuff, man. I mean, forget about. I've never seen it in a violent nature. I will never ever see that. I did see the yoga scene. That was too violent, man. That was like the Hatchet kind of style stuff. But I mean, it's just I will never see it in a violent nature. Plus, I think Jason Voorhees can kick the killer in violent nature's ass any day of the week. That's just how I feel about it. You can be a copycat Jason Voorhees all you want, but there's only one true Jason Voorhees out there, and that's the man from Friday the 13th. I love this part right here, like when Jeff and Sandra get past this tree right here, right behind comes Jason, and the way he stands is kind of funny. The one leg straight, the other leg is like bent a little bit. It's hilarious. And they are on Camp Crystal Lake now. They're actually in Camp Crystal Lake now. I think once they pass that keep out sign, they are in Camp Crystal Lake, but they're not at the cabins yet. They don't get that far. But once they hop over that no trespassing sign, they're in Camp Crystal Lake territory. And here he comes slowly approaching his debut as the killer. Yeah, that's a Shih Tzu. So whose Shih Tzu is that? Because there's only one person that has it. There's only one person that has a Shih Tzu dog in this film. That's Terry. God, Jack Marks, man, he passed away a couple years ago. You gotta keep your people away from that place. It's condemned. I might just get a warrant against you. Warrant for what? What did Paul Holt ever do? You got a good reputation. But if I was you, I'd have located in the next county. You're too close. Things have been quiet for 5 years, and that's the way we want to keep it. Well, it ain't going to be kept quiet for too long because, buddy, you're going to be chasing that man down in the woods, and, man, you can't even keep up with him, man. I would have called for backup if you asked me. You just never know. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Look at Jenny, just look at him like, what the heck is this guy thinking, man? Coming in here, going to go ahead and get a warrant for him, and no seconds on Jeff and Sounder for tonight. And this way definitely, I think his name's Winslow, supposed to be Winslow, just goes ahead and just looks and like, what the hell kind of punishment is that? No seconds on dessert? Here we go. I love this scene right here. But where did the cop car go? There he is, running. Opens up that door to his car. He should have called backup. That's what I would have done. I would have called backup. Hey, you run, and he runs. You would think if there was cops that would pick up that vehicle, they would come down and question Paul Holt and the counselors at the training center. Look at him running. I mean, Jason's already way up there. There's no way. He's been doing this since 1957, guy. Running like this. I love when he's looking around. He runs into that tree. That is a beautiful setting back there though too, where they're having this chase here, the cop chasing Jason. I just love that setting. Here we come upon Jason's shack, and you gotta wonder, how did this shack get there? How was it built? Did Jason build it? I mean, nobody really knows. Not that I know of, unless there's somebody else out there that knows how Jason built this thing. I think, and I could be wrong about it, I actually think this might have been an actual, maybe cabin at one time. Maybe. But I would love to see a prequel between part 1 and 3 with the whole Chris encounter, when Chris encountered him, because when Chris encountered Jason before she met him up with Jason again in part 3, when she tells that story to Rick, she came across Jason before the events of part 2. So he might have had a killing spree going on that nobody even knows about. Because he was after her, man. I mean, he found her in the woods and everything else, was trying to get her and dragging her and everything. It's really fun to theorize about different things about with these films. Here he comes, right behind him. He's dead, man. He's out of there. What a horrible way to go out. The claw to the hammer, back of the head. Okay, people, let's go. Let's go. Hope everybody's having a great time out there. Friday the 13th, guys, man. You guys own these films, man, pop them in and watch them if you have some time, you know. It's once in a lifetime. This has happened. This is once in a lifetime. This actually happens on June for Friday the 13th. And like I said again in the last live stream, I couldn't tell you when the last Friday the 13th was in June before this. It was a long time ago. That's all I know. He's in training. Then I'm staying too. Suit yourself. And you know, Lauren Marie Taylor said she really liked him too, man. I mean, but then he said no, you ain't gonna have it because I know he was he was gay, but still that doesn't make a difference. No, I haven't seen the newest Superman trailer. I mean, uh, I did see like a thumbnail of it on YouTube, but I've not watched it. I mean, I like Superman, but you know, I think it's getting old that we're having Lex Luthor in another Superman film. I mean, why couldn't we have Brainiac? Unless they're gonna tease him near the end. Who knows? I heard rumors that Supergirl's gonna be in it. You know, Miley Alec already finished the Supergirl movie that's supposed to come out next year. So we'll wait and see about that. I would love to do live stream of some of these Marvel and DC movies, but man, they're too damn long. I don't know how my phone would hold up. That would have to wait until I do. For those length of movies, I would have to wait to do it when I get a laptop, and if I can find the right time on the weekend to do something like that for a longer movie like that. I mean, I would love to do Wakanda Forever, man, but that's 161 minutes long. Plus, by the time I think I get done talking with that film, I think my voice, I'd end up losing my voice. That's why I mean, if I was gonna, that's why too, I gotta get back into my movie reviews. I think I might say Wakanda Forever, like most of those Marvel movies, like movie reviews. That way I can talk about them instead of watching the whole entire film. Ah. Looks like to be two people out there making out over by their Jeep. I see people out there sitting. There's a guy out there. There's quite a few people out there sitting. There's a whole bunch of people inside dancing and having fun at the casino. All right, Terry's going to strip down, get in there. Yeah, I can't wait for that. He looks pretty good from what they showed the back end of him. I don't know if they ever showed like his face or anything in the new Fantastic Four trailers. We're a month away from it, man. Happening, man. I can't wait, but we gotta wait until July 25th. So I haven't gotten my tickets yet. I know my mom has become a fan of that stuff too with the Marvel stuff. I mean, it's fun stuff. It's a good stuff for the family and stuff. And if you had to ask me, if I had kids of my own, would I allow them to watch like Friday the 13th? No, because everybody has mind their own. I mean, I turned out good. I didn't become crazy or anything like that watching these, but I know some people it kind of warps their mind. But to me, with like reviews, I don't know if I caught it what you had said, but it doesn't matter what whoever reviews the film. I'm still gonna go see it. I did not see the 2015 Fantastic Four. Don't plan on to because I heard that they don't get their powers until towards the end of the film. But I know this one's gonna be a lot better than the Tim Story films. I can rest assured on that one. Especially Ben Grimm. The thing looks way better. And you can tell she's really into him, man. I tell you. She's coming out of the water. I thought for the longest time that Jason might have been watching her instead of Scott. But that's actually, I believe that's actually Scott watching her getting out of the water naked. And here he comes. And he's been in a couple cool movies. A remaking of Where the Boys Are At, '84. He had the starring role in that. And then Chopping Mall, which is another fun one. You can watch Chopping Mall free on YouTube here. And then I believe it's on a couple, I think it might be on Tubi as well. I'm not really sure. I know he had a starring role in Where the Boys Are, '84, which I put that on my favorites list. I believe it was on Tubi, so I'm gonna watch that before the summer's over and watch that one. That's a fun one with him. Russell Todd, man, hanging upside down. I remember he said something about in an interview that telling his mom that he's gonna be getting killed or something in the film or something along the lines of that. I don't know if his mom was worried about it. I can never figure this out. Why Terry throws the towel into the trees and she goes up into her cabin to look for like a knife. I can never figure it out. I mean, do you guys ever wonder why she throws the towel inside the trees or in the bushes or whatever she threw it in? I can never figure that out. And I thought the scene where she's by her dresser with the mirror on it, that Jason was going to pop into the frame right there, right by the door, and walk past her. And here he is. Oh, that's got to be scary, hanging upside down all alone out there in the dark. Oh, that would just be nerve-wracking. He hears something, but he can't see anything. Where is she? Oh, there he is. And the funny thing is, he gets his throat slit with not the sharp edge of the machete. It was the opposite side of it, which I thought was really, really weird. No, there was another movie that Kristen Baker was in. It was called Gas Pump Girls, I believe. That was before this. I remember seeing that when I had Amazon Prime. I would watch all those old films like that were never been released on like DVD or anything. Oh, and that scream, and here we go. We got the Smokey Boys band playing. I don't know what the name of this song was. But I love it. But then you get to see everybody dancing. There's one guy's like dancing like this and stuff. Yeah, you know, everybody in the scene is coupled up with somebody. Pretty much. And here we go with the pinball, Kiss pinball machine in the background. You see the guy that kind of reminds me of myself, and then his girl is getting on with at the pinball machine, the one with the glasses. Kiss pinball, and that bartender, she's flirting around with Ted because Paul says so. I think she likes it. Yeah, she's flirting around with him. Now, coming up in this scene later on, I think it's in this scene here, is when Ginny says the lines that I had put on my quote. He must be out there right now crying for return, for resurrection. That was good. When I met her at Whorehound, Indianapolis, I asked her first if she does quotes, because usually some of the celebrities don't do quotes. But I thought I'd ask, and she did, so I had it written out, and she wrote it out. And then John Fury says to me, he says, Jason's a legend. And then, I get Lauren Taylor, who's Vicky, she put down, it's right in front of me, it's over here up on the wall, you guys can't see it, but it's just 3 goals and you're going to lose. What she says to Mark in the film when they're playing a little handheld gaming system. Now, if he had asked me which one meant the most to me out of the sequels, I would probably say this one here. Of course, Amy Steele went on to do other things. She was in April Fool's Day from 1986, and then she played. It was a movie. I forgot what the name was called, but it's with Howie Mandel. That was like in the late 80s. And of course, she had an appearance on Home Improvement with Tim Allen. I remember that episode. I don't know the name of the episode, but I remember watching it, and there she was, like, wow. here's Jeff and Sandra going at it. They're really getting it in. They're really locking it in there, man. And you know the thing is that Marta Cobra here was underage. I think she was like 18, I think, at the time, maybe. That's why they could never. That's why they weren't able to do a nude scene with her. She's asking, oh, I do all right one way or another. And he's gonna manage, man. He's gonna manage. If they would have survived, he was gonna manage to probably do what some guys would do to a woman if they're really like each other. He was gonna find one way or another, man. I don't give a damn if my lower body I can't feel a damn thing. I'm gonna find one way or another to make love to this woman here. I remember those harmonicas. I remember trying playing a harmonica one time, and I was terrible at it. Bill Randolph, who plays Jeff right here, he kind of reminds me of Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones. Mick Jagger. That's what it looks like. We got Mick Jagger in a Friday the 13th film. He was another great guy to meet, man. He was a lot of fun. I should have told him that, man. Mick Jagger, you look like Mick Jagger in the film. They're gonna find their own cabin. Now, if you look at this is a blooper here, not a blooper, but an Easter egg. Look at Mark's shirt. It's 81. This is the number 81 on it. Isn't that kind of ironic that he's wearing an 81 t-shirt or a jersey, football jersey, and this movie came out in 1981? Isn't that kind of funny? This scene here I like. I mean, you don't got the sound effect with it because I got the volume turned down, but right when she goes out to fix the shutter's kind of like that. You can hear the wind. You can hear the wind, whether that's a wind machine or not. But then you get that dreaded music when Jason's watching her from the view where he's watching her when she's at her dresser here. She sprays herself. I think it's up here on the wrist, and then she pauses for a minute, and she goes down in her underpants and sprays right down in there. And here's Jason watching her put the other underpants on, the brown silkiness of it. He's just watching her, watching and waiting. Yep, there we are, right around there. Goes right around the ears, right in the shirt, in the area there. Then she decides to go down there too, an extra step. Now you can tell she's ready for it. Oh man, yep, and there he is. He's eyeing her up, man. He's eyeing her up. You can't resist those that brown silky underwear. Yeah, he's looking at you. Whether he's out there watching her at the point of view where she's getting in her yellow Volkswagen here. Here's another nice butt shot or an ass shot right there. He's got an eyeful. He can't resist it. He's probably, come here, baby. I want to get a piece of that. Come here, baby. Come on. That's what he's probably thinking. Oh man, it's all good, clean fun, guys. It's all fun. But imagine that's what Jason's thinking right now. Could you imagine that? Now, this is one thing I thought was a real mystery coming up here is how in the hell or where was Jason at when he put the machete right through Mark's face? I am still thinking that he was behind him and he came, he lunged right. But didn't you think that he would actually see his hand before it would enter his face? You'd think he would catch Jason's hand. But it was almost like it was like falling right into his face, you know? Yeah, he's got to be behind him. He's got to be. There's no way he's on the side of him. There's no way he's in the front of him because he would see him. He's looking around. He's looking around, side to side. Oh! Yeah, he was right behind him. Because if you look, if you go back and pause that, and maybe slow motion or something, you could see the hand kind of turns and boom, and whacks him right in the face. Yeah, he was behind him the whole entire time. Like I kept thinking, where the hell was he at when he threw it? I mean, or hit him in the face with it. Now we're getting ready for the double impalm kill with the spear. Now they had to cut this scene out where it goes all the way through them, but I know with the Scream Factory box set they restored that footage to be put in like the deleted scene section, I believe. So they do show that, but they cut out, but they actually show it like it's on the back of my VHS. Back of my VHS where they actually show it going right through the back, but when you see, because Jeff can't see it, but Sandra sees Jason coming, but Jeff can't because Jeff is on top of her. But the spear goes in, but you're supposed to see Jeff's back, it going through Jeff's back, and they cut that out. It's like the same thing with when Alice gets killed, they show the ice pick going through like one side of her face to the other side, I believe. It's really neat. Oh, right there. You know the one thing that amazes me, though, thinking about these these kills that were had to be edited out, some of them to tone it down. But then you look at like along the lines of like in a Violent Nature or the Hatchet films, or even the Terrifier films, how violent the kills are in that, how grotesque they are. But the MPAA doesn't do anything about that. But back in the 80s here, they added the double impalement kill, and they edited out most of what John Carl Buechler filmed for Part 7 out, which I think is complete BS, but it is what it is. It's just a shame, you know. I mean, you thought this stuff was bad. Look at the Hatchet. Look at the Terrifier films. Look at In the Violent Nature. Look at frickin' the Saw films. I've seen a couple of those, man. I mean, those are pretty graphic. Here we go. The only council left alive at the camp, and Ginny and Paul are on their way back. Would have been neat if she would have held out, but. And this is the one where it's Jerry Wallace. Jerry Wallace is the Jason in this scene coming up. I forgot what his title was on the crew team was, but I mean he filled in for like Dash and stuff like that. But he's the one that gets he's the one that does the Vicky kill, which is coming up. And I love her scream too. And that music, that famous Harry Manfredini music, man. And that's the biggest part about this franchise is to Harry Manfredini music. I met him too, man. He was a funny guy, man. Funny guy. And here we go, right here. And this is not Steve Dash. This is Jerry Walls. Oh, well, he strangled frickin' Jeff to death, man. Look at that. And did you know that Bill Randolph was the guy that ran up inside the casino bar right when Paul and Ginny ran out? But man, he did. He got her, man. He got her good. Yeah, he's just not going to be dragging her body out downstairs. I wonder where the hell he puts her body at. And now Laura Marie Taylor, that's actually her being drugged down. So she's also helping him. She's using her hands as well, but he's dragging her. Because if you go on Days of Dead for November in Chicago, they'll list a guest and they show that scene of Jerry Walls up there with I think it's Laura Marie. It's actually Laura Marie Taylor, and they're at the top of the steps, and he's got her, and she's like her arms like down on the steps, like going down the steps. So he's actually dragging her, and she's actually helping out with moving her hands down the steps. Pretty neat how they did that. No, it's a very basic type of I wouldn't say a stunt, but a trick to get somebody, try to get somebody, dragging somebody dead down the stairs. But how they did it was really cool. And he's trying to keep as calm as he can be, Paul, right when the lights go out. And then Jane says, "Paul, what's going on?" "Nothing." I love it too because we're getting to this scene here where one part of the room is blackened out than the other. You know something's up. Here he's gonna fix. I think it's like the fuse box over there in the corner, I guess. And right when Jason comes up, and the way Paul's face is, trying to fight back with him with that, oh, it's hilarious. Here we go. Round one. Look at him. How he fights back. Oh, it's like a wrestling match. I remember my friend was telling me, man, where the hell did he learn how to fight? Or Jason learn how to fight like that? What did he do? Watch wrestling? I said, I don't know. Maybe he did, I love the part where he nudges him when they're in the shack. He backs him up like, oh, like that, and he turns around real quick and tries to grab or tries to choke Paul to death or whatever it is. This scene I thought was so cool, man. She's holding the doorknob, and then the camera peers through the window, and you got that music. Like there's something gonna happen. So she takes one hand off the doorknob and leaves the other hand on the doorknob and tries to reach for a window. And she goes to reach for the window, and all of a sudden he comes right around and bashes his whole hand right through it, his whole arm right through it. Because Jason scouts all this stuff out. He scouts every inch of these places out. Well, she's in this area, so that must mean she's in the bathroom. So I'm gonna go right around outside, right by that window. And his style is to kill everybody that's on the outside. Say if they're in a building, like they're in a Pennet Lodge, like he did earlier, to kill Terry and Scott first because they were the first ones outside. Then get himself in there because he takes care of Mark, and then he goes in and he takes care of Jeff and Sandra, and then he takes care of Vicky. So there you go. He has done that style throughout the entire franchise. No, I know this one here. I know 4 he does it in. I believe 3 too. Yeah, 3 he does it in too. He goes after he gets Shelly and Vera. Then he works his way in to the ranch house. And the same thing, he does the same exact thing in part 7 as well. Now there's a blooper right there here. If you look in the corner, like right by the windshield near the driver's side rearview mirror, you can see the sack. That's Jason's right there, and Steve Dasher's waiting for his cue to come up. You can see it. It's like a little piece of the sack that you can see. And he's on top of the car now, man. He's going to cut right through that thing with the pitchfork. That was his main weapon, I believe, in this one. He used various weapons. I mean, the machete is his main one. I mean, he used the machete mostly, I believe, in, if I can remember. I know 3 he does. I should go back and do a video like how many movies did Jason use the machete in? Because the machete was his mainstay in Fred versus Jason, obviously. Jason Goes to Hell in the beginning of that film. Jason X. She kicked him in the nuts, guys. He went down. He made that groaning nose. Oh! That was a great kick by her, too. I love that, man. I think if that was me, man, I would have went out there with like a Shawn Michaels super kick and got him right there in the chin. If he would have had if he would have had another eye hole in that sack, I think he would have seen Jenny right behind Vicky's car here, right in the front. That's just the one he would have seen her if he had that other eye hole cut out. Somebody always said that this one here was like a Scooby-Doo chase scene. And I love this. He shakes it off, he misses her. But she hides behind a tree, and it's like she's got that look on her face like, I cannot believe what I'm being chased by. I love how they show him running too, and they cut and they show her running. It's really, really well done, man. Oh my gosh, look at that. He's running. They get to her cabin, and all of a sudden it gets quiet. The music dies out. Oh man. Oh man. That's how you do it, guys, man. Watch this one. Oh man, he's in there. He's looking for her, man. He knows that she's got to be in there. He's just walking around. The way he's walking. Well, they say he's like in the way Jimmy described it, he's a fighting, he's got mental disability and stuff like that though too. But when he witnessed his mom this is what I think, when he witnessed his mother beheaded and stuff, it was like a switch that came on and he can't cut it off, and he thinks, killing is, something. But yeah, she peed because of the rat or mouse that was in there, and he noticed the urine coming up from underneath the bed. So smart on him too. He must be he must be very smart because he shut that door to make it sound like he left when he did not leave. See, actually on top of the chair here, the chair collapses when he's on it. Oh! Here comes the chainsaw. Oh, and maybe you can tell he's afraid of that. Oh, I would be too, man. Somebody coming after me with a chainsaw like that, man. Oh, WWE style chair smash to the back. Oh my God, he's broken in half, people. He's broken in half. Shades of Jim Ross, Jr. back in his heyday when he was a WWE commentating with Jerry King Lawler. He's broken in half. That chair broke him in half, man. He's not getting back up from that one. Here we go. The grand finale, man, coming up, man. Here, the final showdown, man. Oh, yeah, in his shack. I love this scene where she gets in there, busts through in there, and then all of a sudden in the background in that window, you can see him running towards the shack here. I love that scene. He's coming. She has nowhere to go now. She has nowhere to go now. All or nothing. She's got to think really quickly now what's going to happen. This is the first time we see the altar with the mother's head on it. There's Alice's remains. There's Terry. There's the deputy down there. Oh man, she's got to really think really fast, guys. What is she going to do? He's hacking through that thing with that pickaxe. And I believe that's the machete that Alice used. That's on the altar there. That's the machete that decapitated Pamela. It's hard to believe that's actually a crew member or an actress down there as the head of Mrs. Voorhees. That's just amazing. Oh, now she's getting him fooled, man. Using that child psychology on him. Now I'm starting to be like Randy Meeks from Scream, where like, oh, like that, back on the couch like that and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, he's starting to believe it. That's his mom. Because she had no choice, man. She had to come up with something really quick because she would have been a goner. I don't know what would have happened if Paul didn't come in here and save her. It was nice that Betsy Palmer came backwards, wanted to do like the cameo, the hallucination scene for Jason in here to make it believable. You had to trick him somehow. You had to. She's gonna get ready, and then he notices it. He notices it. It's not his mom when she's the head there. Oh man, this is the way he kind of looked up at her. You block. What a great block, though. Oh, I know. Steve Dash had to go to the hospital because when they did that shot right there, that was a real machete that Amy Steele had, and it hit his fingers. But that whole thing here with Paul grabbed him from behind, he goes around and just now she's him, and now he's wrestling with Paul. Man, that's just amazing. So Steve Dash went to the hospital for that scene because his hand got hit with the machete. He still had the machete embedded into his shoulder when he walked into the hospital. And he wanted to do that for a purpose so he can get a reaction from the medical staff, and they were like in shock when when he came in there. Then he got stitched up, and he went back. They went back to filming it. The scene here. So yeah, that's it's just fun watching like interviews with these actors from these films, and just you get stuff that you didn't know before. You get to know more about it, or know more new stuff. I mean, I didn't know Jerry Wallace played Jason in that one scene. I didn't know there was a female that played Jason in the beginning of part 2 that killed off Alice. I didn't know any of that, or before they killed off Alice. I thought that was really, really neat. I'm wondering what he really looked like underneath that sack. Did he really have the full head of hair, or was he fully bald? Because when we get to part 3, he's actually bald. Like a lemon head bald, Yeah, you gotta watch your back, Paul. You gotta watch your back there. Make sure he doesn't get back up. This is too. It's like what Dr. Loomis says in Halloween. Chris McMyers. The thing he says to Deborah Strode. This force, this thing that lived inside of him, was too violent, too deadly for you to imagine. It contaminated his soul. I'll never forget that. Just the way Donald delivered that, man. That was his last film too. Oh yeah, here we go, man. I love the look on Paul's face when they hear that door, the screen door, kind of open and shuts. He's like, "What do I gotta do? What's it gonna take to put this guy down?" And he's kind of looking this way, that way. He doesn't know what the hell to do, man. He just does not know what to do. Look at that look on his face. Like, man, I've been 2 rounds with this guy already, man. What's it gonna take? Just the way he's standing right behind the door. He's got part of the pitchfork, the handle of it in his hand. She's got the actual pitchfork sitting there. Oh man, this is some classic stuff. All right, here we go. That's Muffin, magically alive. Is it a dream sequence? It's got to be, because what other Shih Tzu was out there, Right when she gets up. Right when she gets up, man. Oh. Oh. Oh man, look at that. Oh man. That was great. Yeah, when they pan out on this scene right here, when they go closer to the Mrs. Voorhees head, that's natural actress. That's right there. That's the head, which I think is kind of weird. Because I always look closely at it. I'm just trying to see if I can see the eyes move, the eyelids move or something, and I can never tell. Yeah, I guess you can probably tell it. It looks like it's real eyes. But yeah, with further ado, guys, that is it for the live stream. Uh, it's been fun doing these. So, with further ado, that is it for tonight. I'll see you guys back in the next one.